Hi, this is Roger, thanks for dropping by. Sunday chat on a Monday. It happens like that sometimes. But it is still the Sunday chat in title, if not on the right day. So we still have some obligations to do on that video. So all the thank yous come up front. Thanks for those that have stayed with the Patreon site, it's appreciated. That's steady contributions into all of this, greatly appreciated. For those who want to do a one-off, a particular video might be really useful for you or something like that. That's what the Buy Me a Coffee site's for. It's a sort of thanks for that one type thing, like a tip I suppose you could call it. And basically thanks to the subscribers, thanks for those who do the thumbs up, thanks for those who watch, and thanks for the comments. All of that helps the video, helps the channel grow. It helps YouTube see it in that direction, not that direction. As long as it sees it doing that, no matter how slowly, it will help. Yeah. And the thing I've done recently is opened up membership to the channel where you can join the channel effectively. There'll be some perks coming your way now and again. Excuse me, I've got a really sore throat. This is supposed to help, but it's not helping sitting there, is it? It needs to go from there into there in a minute. And I haven't started early, I'm filming late, basically. Yes, so the membership has opened up. It's similar to the Patreon site, but it's linked directly to the channel. And again, it's regular monthly contributions. There's 3 levels in there. You know, a basic level and a couple a bit higher up where there might be some good perks coming along if I get the numbers, that's the thing. And on that subject, if you join and become a member on the Sunday video, you get a shout out. So the new members this time are Cherry B. Don't forget these are channel names, not necessarily individuals' names. I can only work the channels. We've got Tom Lemaine, Diane DeMario and Kay Graves. So those are my new members since last time I did a shout out. I've got another shout out to do, which I'm not going to make a big habit of this, but if asked, I will try and remember to do so. And Holly Bar Gayhart asked me to give me a shout out for her channel. I assume it's a new channel or whatever, but the channel itself is called Besotted Orchids. And as I say, Holly specifically said, could I do a shout out? And most times when people ask, I can oblige. I don't want to flood. Okay, so that's all that lot out of the way. Right, let's have a sip of this. This really is dry today. It's because of yesterday, basically. Oh, that's yesterday's wine as well. I'll start with yesterday. The reason the Sunday chat didn't take place on Sunday, I went to a bonsai show. Now that was Swindon Bonsai's Winter Image show. Swindon being the organiser, Swindon Bonsai Society Club, whatever you want to call it. And I won't say I had a good day out. I won't say I had a great day out, because I didn't. Lots of factors contributed to that, partly me, partly due to no just circumstances, but basically today my back hurts quite a bit. That's as a direct consequence of yesterday, and I know exactly how it happens, and I still tend to forget. Now at the Bournemouth show coming up, I think that's this weekend, it won't happen. At the Wessex show the following week it could happen. So I'm going to give instructions to Lynn when I get there, because she's in the same boat. She gets exactly the same problem as me. If you stand around too long, it makes your back hurt. If you sit in one place for too long, it makes your back hurt. You need to vary, you need to move around, do things, some sitting, some standing, some walking about. So Lynn will have strict instructions at the Wessex show, because I'm going to be there early, about 8 o'clock in the morning, won't get away till probably 4:30, 5 o'clock. because I'm helping set up and everything. And she'll have strict instructions. If she sees me standing around for any length of time, she's going to come and poke me with a pointed stick. Move! Because it'll go again otherwise. So we have backache today, which is not very nice. Which is why I'm minimalist today. I'm doing as little as possible. Just give it a chance to relax and settle down again. It'll be gone by tomorrow. It's not a big deal. But today it's uncomfortable. If I had to go out today, I'd need to put some shoes on. And I'll bet you anything you like, if I tried, I wouldn't be able to bend down and do my shoelaces up. So that's not funny, is it? We go out in bare feet in the middle of winter. Anyway, so why was yesterday's day not so good then? Well, first of all, 2 hours in the car each way. So this is where the backache comes in. 2 hours sat down, not moving. Followed by 3 hours, I didn't stay too long, I'll tell you why in a minute, of just standing around. Followed by another 2 hours of sitting still in the car, coming home. Followed by watching the snooker final on the TV, which is sat in my chair without moving. So it's my own fault, you know. I mean, I am aware of how it goes wrong, and it went wrong yesterday. And as I say, it'll be bad today, and tomorrow it'll probably be gone, apart from perhaps a twinge when I get out of bed in the morning. So that's that. So why wasn't the day very good then? Well, through no fault of the organisers, not by any means, the building had had a recent fire. And it had taken out most of the main lighting in the hall. So half the plants were in the dark. You know, I mean, it made filming very difficult. I have put a bonsai video together with the clips I took. It's quite short. That's over on the bonsai channel, obviously. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the, it was a winter image show. So all the deciduous trees are, you know, they're in the nude. They've got no leaves on. And that is the idea, is to see their basic structure and their shape and everything like that. Of course, they're just silhouettes without the lighting. Or where there was some lighting, they were casting huge shadows. So it made filming very difficult. And it made a nice sort of look at the trees rather difficult. Plus, there were two narrow areas where one side was trees on show, the other side was traders. So if you wanted to film those trees, you couldn't, because you couldn't step back, because you had the people around the trade tables behind you, so you could only get close up to the trees, so you couldn't get far enough away to film. So that was a bit difficult as well. And most of the traders were in a separate hall, so that worked quite well. And then we had the usual places that are supposedly geared up for holding events. What's the first thing that people are going to want at an event? They're going to want something to eat and something to drink. Well, after a 2-hour drive, I wanted both. They do bacon rolls. We'll have some of that. So we'll walk all round here and all round here and all round here till we find the back of the queue, almost in the next flipping hall. 20 minutes to get to the front of the queue. And what was the problem? It wasn't the staff, it was the kit. They had one little microwavy type grill thing that was doing one part of a person's order at a time. They were doing toasties and the bacon rolls, one at a time, with a queue going right around the building. So when you got your food, you then go up to the other end and you wait for your coffee. 1 cup at a time, coming out in 2 little dribbles. Bloop, 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 bloop. And then that's one person's coffee when they, you know, or one person's tea when they've ordered 4. That person can't get out of the way now, can they? So it wasn't the people, the staff were fine, it was the kit. Not geared up to cater for events. What's the point of having a hall for events if you're not going to cater for them? Not good enough. Anyway, so that was that, and I came back round lunchtime, I had exactly the same problem. I wanted a toastie. Cheese and ham toastie sounded really good. There was nowhere to sit. I went outside and sat on the steps. Just not geared up for an event like that. So anyway, I didn't stay too long. I had me lunch and I thought that will do. And I came on back, and that was that. So I wouldn't say it was a successful day out. I only met one person I knew. I did have a chat to some guys from a bonsai society that I was thinking of joining, but it's just a bit too far to go of an evening, especially in the winter and dark and miserable weather. So I haven't joined a bonsai society yet. So that was yesterday done. That's why we didn't get a Sunday chat video on the Sunday. And I do apologise for that. I know that I am aware that there are a good number of people who only watch that video and an occasional other one, but that's the one they like to tune in and watch on Sunday. When it's not on the Sunday, it can mess up people's routines, and I appreciate that. So that's that. Right, this coming weekend is the Bournemouth Orchid Society show. Now, I don't film there through reasons discussed a year ago. I'm no longer a member there either. And what I'm hoping to do is Hannah hopefully will take some stills of some of the nicer blooms or nicer plants, and I'll put something together with that, but it won't be my filming. I don't film at their show. And on that subject, where is my nice shiny new phone with my flashy camera? It went in the box and back to the courier this morning. Battery's not holding its charge. I know that was a reconditioned phone, but out of the 3 grades, that was at the top grade. That should have had a good battery in it. And it was having to be charged up before the end of the 2nd day when it had been sat there doing nothing. So I phoned them up. The lady was very understanding. She said, we will send somebody round to pick it up for you. You'll get a receipt and a marker. And I said, oh, I suppose I'm going to be without a phone for 3 weeks now. She said, no, 3 to 4 working days maximum. We will either repair the fault or replace the phone with a substitute of the same quality. I said, well, if you do a substitute of the same quality, make sure it's got a better battery in it. So my phone's away as of this morning. I've still got my old phone, so I just took the SIM out, put it in my old phone, charged that one up, and I've still got a phone. It's got a lousy camera in it. So that's that. This weekend is change round. Hannah contacted me and she said, is it okay if I come to yours on Friday and Saturday rather than Saturday and Sunday this time round? Well, I don't know why. It's, you know, I'll get told. But so obviously I'll be going to get Hannah on the Friday and everything. So our Friday 2023 Project Orchids video won't go missing. I will film it on Thursday, and then I can post it Friday when I get back after picking Hannah up. Saturday there probably won't be a video, and I assume that Hannah needs to go back Saturday evening after the show, because she's obviously got something going on the Sunday, which means, excuse me, for me, the Sunday will be a normal day, so normal Sunday chat. The following weekend, the Wessex show is on the Saturday, so the Friday will be okay for our Project Orchid video. Saturday I will be gathering stuff together to do some film of the show and stuff like that. We'll do the normal Sunday chat, and then the Wessex Orchid Society videos and stills and whatever will be on the Monday following that. So that's what's coming. That's what's coming up. Now, when Hannah's down here on the Friday, I'm hoping we'll do a bit in the garden. It'll be weather dependent. At the moment, there's no rain forecast, not forever. We haven't had hardly any. Driest February I can remember, and there's none in the forecast. You know, so but I'm hoping we might be able to tackle that bamboo. That's the idea. So that's that. Oh, talking of phones, my phone's going off. I'll be back. Right, where was I? Yes, orchid stuff coming up. Won't really be orchid stuff today, sorry. I've noticed a few of my resting dendrobiums are just showing signs of moving. There's one I can see here has got some nubbins showing. There's another one there has got a new growth starting. But environment wise, you know, I'm having a lot of trouble controlling this environment in a fashion that suits the orchids, unlike the other place where I had trouble in the summer. This place I'm having trouble in the winter. Now, quite a while back I upped the minimum night temperature from 13 to 15. That means it sort of drops to 14, goes to 16, but it averages at 15. And I've seen some improvements since then. There's less rotten bits falling off the plants. So that's that. And my daytime temperature, I'm using the heater to control that. But the last couple of days it's been mild. The heater's hardly come on during the day. So there's enough ambient heat to just keep it. Well, what it is although it's a lot colder out there than it is in here, it's not as cold, it's not allowing it to drop down as much by taking the heat through the glass. Even though it's double glazed, that still happens. Yes, so I forgot to do it today, but as of tomorrow, the night temperature stays the same, the daytime temperature is going up one. So instead of setting it at 18, it's going to 19. And then next week, it's going to go to 20, ready to coincide with the 11-hour day lengths kicking in, which is about halfway through next week, I think. It's about the 3rd or 4th day of March anyway, so coming soon. And the idea is each week I go up 1 degree. That's the theory. And I kid the plants into thinking spring's coming, it's getting warmer, the days are getting longer. Now, in addition to upping that temperature in that gradual state, to go with the longer days, it'll also be on at that temperature longer. So I'll add 15 minutes, half an hour, and then add another half an hour in 3 or 4 days later. So as the days get longer, that warmer daytime setting will also get longer. So the plants should see the change. They should see the days getting longer. I don't have to do anything. It does that on its own. And as they respond to that those longer days and get back to somewhere, these are tropical orchids. In the main, where they come from, you get between 11 and 13 hours. You know, their short days are 11, their long days are 13, and that's it. Whereas in the UK, we get, you know, from below 8 to up near 16 or even over 16. So they get a much, much greater range of day lengths, and it messes them up. It's not what's in their genetic makeup. It's not what they're expecting. But what they do expect is that come the end of winter into spring, the days do get longer and it warms up. And then, in a lot of cases, the rains come. You notice the sequence I said that in. There's quite a few places where these orchids come from. It warms up before the rains come. And that might only be for a few weeks, but they get a warmer period of dry before the rains come, and then all hell breaks loose, obviously. Which we won't be doing in here. We can flood the place. Yeah, so I'm encouraging these plants to break out into growth, come back into growth as early as I can in the year, so that hopefully I will get some decent growth this year, because my growth on a lot of my plants last year was awful. Almost non-existent in some cases. So that's the plan as far as controlling the environment is concerned. At the moment, with the temperatures I've got, I'm keeping my humidity around 65%. Now, if I've sprayed the mounts to water the mounts, some of that will go on the floor. It's water, it doesn't matter. The humidifier doesn't need to come on. It will stay above 65. Now, if during the warmer weather, once the sun starts hitting this roof, much later in the year, but once that happens and my daytime temperatures creep up, I'll bump the humidity up to go with it, but not yet. So that's the environment, that's what I'm up to. As I said, it should have gone up 1 degree today, but I forgot, so we'll start tomorrow. And we'll see how things go. So yeah, those are the sort of immediate plans. Some of you have been looking forward to this, I know. It is repotting cymbidiums. The one that I got from Hannah, its second spike is just finishing. So that's done blooming and its new growth is pushing on. That one can be repotted probably sometime this week now. That one's ready to go. And the one from Burnham's, from Sarah, with the yellow blooms on over here, these are starting to go. and that's its last spike. That's got 3 or 4 new growths on it. That desperately needs a repot because the roots have pushed it out the top of the pot, and it makes watering it incredibly difficult because you pour the water on it, it all runs down the sides. So that needs a bigger pot basically. It needs a wider pot to allow it to spread out more. So we'll get that organised. So we've got 2 Cymbidiums ready to repot now. So we'll get on with those, and there's a lot of repotting to do. I'm not filming all of it because some of it will just be repetition. For instance, Derek's little plants down here, they all went pretty heavy on the cocoa husk. They all need repotting. They'll all get done at the same time because they'll all go in the same mix, and I'll just make up a batch of stuff ready to go. They'll get a good shake off, you know, get as much of it off as I can, and put in some new media back in the same pot probably, because they haven't grown big enough to outgrow their pots yet. So that'll be a session. I'll probably do them all at once. There's 15 I think there is. I'll just do the lot all at once. I might film it and do a Benny Hill job and speed it up with a bit of music. I'll see how I feel. But yeah, we've got a little bit of movement on a couple of dendrobiums, but nothing like I would want. But over the next month I'm hoping to trigger stuff, get stuff going. So there we go, that's going to do for today, because I've only got about 10 minutes battery left, and I need enough battery to get these clips off and onto the computer so that I can work on them. So thanks for dropping by. Sorry it's out of sequence and everything, but as I say, well, I've just got a sequence of stuff going on each weekend, and then I've got nothing for ages. It's just how it goes, isn't it? And yeah, thanks for dropping by. Thanks for all the support that you people are giving the channel. It really is helping. Quite honestly, without some of this support now, things would be starting to go downhill quite badly as far as the funds are concerned. So you're doing a grand job, and when I go to a show, an orchid show, I can look round and think, that's a nice orchid. I can get that because of the support that I'm getting. Otherwise, without this support, I'd be penny pinching all the time. I'd have to cut down on my wine. I'd have to choose my food very carefully. I'd have to choose whether we're going to have any heating on at all today. All that sort of thing. So allowing this to be looked after without having to worry about it is what you're doing. That's what it's all for. So thanks a bunch. See you next time. Thanks for dropping by.